I have three examples of rational functions, and we are going to find their vertical and the horizontal asymptote. So first, we have to find the vertical asymptote. To find the vertical asymptote, we will set the denominator not equal to 0. So to find this, we have to add 3 here. We can add 3 here and add 3 to the other side, and we can get x is not equal to 3. So our vertical asymptote is 3. Now, how can we find the horizontal asymptote? To find the horizontal asymptote, we will look at this. Since our denominator has an x and our numerator do not have, then our horizontal asymptote will be 0. Now, suppose that this has x, while this has a degree of 2. If this happens, our horizontal asymptote will still be 0, because the degree of the denominator is larger than the degree in the numerator. If they have the same degree, then our horizontal asymptote will be 1. Now we have this particular rational function. How can we find the horizontal and vertical asymptote? So first, to find the vertical asymptote, we have to set the denominator not equal to 0. We have to add 3 here and add 3 to the other side, and we will get x is not equal to 3. Therefore, our vertical asymptote will be 3. Now, how can we find the horizontal asymptote? We said that if they have the same degree, then our horizontal asymptote will be 1. But if this has a numerical coefficient, suppose that it has 4 here, then we will divide this numerical coefficient to the numerical coefficient here, which is 1. 4 divided by 1 is 4. Therefore, our horizontal asymptote will be 4. If this is the scenario. Now we have this particular rational function. So to find the vertical asymptote, we have to set the denominator not equal to 0. So to calculate this, we have to find the factors of this. How can we find the factors of that? So think of two numbers, which when you multiply, you will get 2. But when you add them, you will get 3. So in this case, 2 times 1 is 2, while 2 plus 1 is 3. So these are the factors of this problem, or this quadratic equation. X plus 2 and x plus 1. Now we have to set these not equal to 0. So x plus 2 is not equal to 0. We will minus 2 here and minus 2 to the other side, and we will get x is not equal to negative 2. So one of our vertical asymptote is negative 2. Now we have to set the other one not equal to 0. So x plus 1 does not equate to 0. We will minus 1 here and minus 1 to the other side, and we will get x is not equal to -1. So -1 is one of our vertical asymptotes. Now, how can we get the horizontal asymptote in this problem? So we said that if they have the same degree, then we will divide their numerical coefficients. So because they have no numerical coefficients, then they have 1 as their numerical coefficient. If we divide 1 by 1, we will get 1. So our horizontal asymptote will be 1.